Sprinkles, Santa Claus's special elf. Because everything is special with sprinkles. Santa Claus knows you're special too, and he has something to say to you. So listen close as Santa Claus shares holiday cheer with you. You can leave a special message for Santa Claus and get on the nice list at www.santaclaussays.net. Now here is the big man himself, Santa Claus!
Ho, ho, ho! And Merry Christmas! Santa Claus says to be good for goodness sakes. And I welcome you to our show, Santa Claus Says.net, where we get ready for Christmas every day. And we bring you three things here at Santa Claus Says.net. We bring you good cheer with some funny jokes. And with visits from Sprinkles, our elf, we give you an adventure story where Santa Claus is a substitute teacher in a school. And then we bring you letters to Santa. We come to you every day at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on a live stream on YouTube. And then we also have our podcast, which is on Facebook and on Spotify and on Apple Podcast. And you can find everything also at our website, santaclaussays.net. And that is also where you can get our coloring book, which we invite you to get our coloring book and to download it and to have some fun with our coloring book. That is just free for you to have. We do have two special programs coming up before you know it. On Christmas Eve, we do have the reading of The Night Before Christmas. You know, The Night Before Christmas and All Through the House, so you do not want to miss that show. And then also on Christmas Day, December 25th in the morning, we will read the story of the first Christmas, the Nativity, from the Holy Bible, the story about the birth of Jesus. Now, every day during Christmas time of 2025, Santa Claus has a word for the day. Santa Claus says our word for the day is gratitude, to embrace gratitude. So the idea here is for you to be thankful and be grateful to all the good things you already have in your life. Santa Claus loves to bring you gifts and other things, but I also want you to be grateful and embrace the gratitude of good things in your life. And so what we do at the end of our show today, we're going to take our Christmas tree calendar and we're going to add another ornament to it shaped like a star that represents gratitude. So the idea is, remember, Santa Claus says embrace gratitude. There's the Glockenspiel, boys and girls, and that means it's time for Santa Claus's jokes of the day. What's Santa's favorite pizza? One that's deep, pan, crisp, and even. Why did the ornament go to therapy? He had trouble hanging on. Ho, 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 ho. Ho, 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 ho. Well, there's the Glockenspiel, boys and girls. That means it's time for the Christmas from around the world segment that we have. And I want you to listen carefully because this is about Christmas in France. Christmas in France. In France, Christmas is called Noël. And children place their shoes by the fireplace for Père Noël to fill with gifts. Families enjoy a big feast called Réveillon, which has tasty dishes like roast goose or duck, and a Yule log cake called Bûcher de Noël. Towns sparkle with Christmas markets and bright lights. French children love decorating trees and singing songs. On Christmas Eve, families gather together for a dinner and sometimes go to midnight mass. Christmas in France is full of delicious smells and joyful hearts. How wonderful. Well, boys and girls, there's the Glockenspiel, which means it's now time for Santa's special lesson, a story of kindness. And this is chapter number 24 of our story about kindness. And we've been reading this story about Santa Claus who wants to become a substitute teacher. So I want you to remember, if you missed any of our earlier chapters about this book, you can go back to prior episodes of Santa Claus Says, and you can listen to those. But today our story is called Christmas Morning Joy. It's from chapter 24 of our story. Emma woke up early on Christmas morning to sunlight streaming through her window. For a moment she lay still, savoring the feelings of happiness. A year ago she would have woken with dread, but this year everything was different. She had friends, she had confidence, she had learned that she mattered. Emma hurried downstairs to find her mother already awake, making coffee and smiling at the presents under the tree. "Merry Christmas, sweetheart," she said. "Merry Christmas, Mom." Emma hugged her tightly. As they opened presents together, Emma gasped when she saw the art set. It was professional quality art set, the kind that real artists use, with every color imaginable. The books about artists spoke directly to her heart, and the journal would be perfect for combining sketches with her thoughts. But it was the note that made her cry happy tears. "Mom, look at this," Emma said, showing her the envelope. Her mom read the note and smiled through the tears. "Someone knows how special you are, Emma. I'm so glad you're learning to see what I've always known. You are wonderful exactly as you are." "I think it might be from Mr. Winters," Emma said softly. "He always seemed to understand." Across town, similar scenes played out in 23 homes. Children discovered thoughtful gifts that reflected their growth. Parents marveled at the changes in their children, increased kindness and more inclusion of others. Sophia called Hannah Christmas morning to thank her for the friendship bracelet she'd given before vacation. "Want to come over later? Emma and Riley are coming too. We're going to make snowmen." Marcus was singing Christmas carols at the top of his lungs. The karaoke machine had been a hit, and he already had performed 3 songs. His brother laughed with him now instead of being annoyed. That afternoon, Emma, Sophia, Hannah, Riley, and 3 other girls met at the park. They built snowmen, had snowball fights, and took silly pictures together. Emma captured the day in her mind, knowing she'd draw it later. A year earlier, she'd been home alone. Today, she was surrounded by friends. "This is the best Christmas ever," Emma said as they walked home together, arms linked. "Yes," Sophia agreed. "Hey, after vacation, let's ask Mrs. Smith if we can keep doing the kindness tree. I don't want to stop." "Me neither," Riley added. "Maybe we could even teach other grades how to do it too." The girls talked excitedly about spreading kindness through their school and not realizing they were fulfilling exactly what Mr. Winters, or Santa, had hoped for: children who'd learned kindness and wanted to share it with others. That evening, as Emma sat with her family, she thought about her letter to Santa from earlier that year, the one where she'd said she didn't deserve presents and just wanted kindness. She'd received so much more than she'd asked for. She'd found friendship, confidence, belonging, and purpose. Before bed, Emma wrote in her new journal, "Dear Diary, this was the best Christmas ever. Not because of the presents, though the art set is amazing, but because I'm happy. I have friends. I'm not invisible anymore. Mr. Winters taught us that everyone matters and kindness changes everything. He was right. Next year, I'm going to help other kids who feel alone like I used to feel. I'm going to spread kindness like ripples in a pond, just like Mr. Winters taught us. I still don't know if Mr. Winters was real or some kind of Christmas angel, but I'm so grateful he came to our school. He changed my life. Merry Christmas to everyone, everywhere. May we all choose kindness. Love, Emma." She closed the journal and looked at the silver star ornament by her bed. It caught the moonlight and seemed to wink at her as if sharing a magical secret. Well, what a wonderful story, boys and girls. We just have a few more chapters of this book to go. I hope that you'll join us tomorrow as we have another chapter of the story of kindness and the adventures with Emma and Santa Claus and Mr. Winters. Now, the Glockenspiel means it's time for our letters to Santa time. And our letter to Santa today is from Gracie, age 7. Dear Santa, hello from Gracie. This year I learned how to ride my bike without training wheels. It was hard, but I kept trying. For Christmas, I'd love a mystery book because I really like reading at bedtime. I hope you and Mrs. Claus are doing well. I will leave some warm cocoa for you. Oh, Santa loves warm cocoa and cookies. Thank you for making Christmas so special, she said. I hope it snows this year. Your friend, Gracie. Well, Gracie, I want to tell you that Santa does love cocoa and cookies, and I hope that you'll leave those for me. And I am planning on leaving you some wonderful surprises, and I'm so proud of you for learning how to ride your bike. Doing something that is hard to do is such a good thing for you to do. And the reading is wonderful, reading at bedtime. Thank you for your good wishes, and I will be seeing you real soon and all the children of the world. I do want all the children of the world to know that you can always reach out to me and write me a letter, or you can write me a voicemail or an email or even a text message, all of them at santaclaussays.net. That is what we're going to be doing, and we might even read your letter here on santaclaussays.net, our show. Well, boys and girls, it's now time for our special word of the day. And our word of the day, again, is to embrace gratitude. Embrace gratitude means to be thankful for what you have, and then to share your gratitude, your thankfulness with other people. So we have a star sticker to put on our calendar, our Christmas tree calendar. And we're putting it on day 6 because we are now 5 days away from Christmas. It'll be here before you know it. But the most important thing is for you to remember that Santa Claus says to embrace gratitude. That is the most important thing to get from our Santa Claus Says show. Well, boys and girls, the Glockenspiel means it's just about time for Santa Claus to say goodbye. I do want to remind you that we do have 2 special shows coming up before long. On Christmas Eve, December 24th, we read The Night Before Christmas, and all through the house. And then on December 25th, we have our special show where we read the nativity story from the Bible. That's the story of the first Christmas, which is all about the birth of Jesus Christ. You don't want to miss those. You don't want to miss any of our episodes here of santaclaussays.net. Remember, you can reach out to me there with your voicemail or your email or your text, and you can get our show every night on live stream at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Then we also are on Facebook and on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, and right there on the website is santaclaussays.net. It's always good to be with you, but Santa Claus is very busy. I got to get ready now for Christmas Eve, and Sprinkles and all the other elves are busy, and so am I, because we'll be here in just a few days now. So you be ready for Christmas Eve, because I'm ready to come to see you. I love you, and I'll see you real soon. Remember, Santa Claus says to be good for goodness sakes. Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas. You're
special to Santa Claus, just like Sprinkles. Get on Santa's nice list at santaclaussays.net and watch Santa Claus Says live on YouTube. Tell him Sprinkles sent you.